Hello, my name is Sarah. Today I'm going to inform you on the in vitro fertilization procedure. According to the Compton's by Britannica, when a couple is able to conceive a child through normal sexual activity, that is termed being fertile. When a couple has failure to conceive after 1 or more years of trying, that is termed being infertile. Infertility does not denote the complete inability to conceive. That is termed being sterile. According to the Compton's by Britannica, about 1 in every 6 couples are infertile. Obviously, not being able to conceive on your own can be very upsetting and depressing. Sometimes couples turn to in vitro fertilization to help conceive. During this presentation, I will inform you on the procedure of the in vitro fertilization, the success rates, and the cost of the procedure. Now, what exactly is in vitro fertilization? Well, according to the Compton's by Britannica, in vitro fertilization is the uniting of 2 human germ cells, egg and sperm, outside of the human body in an artificial environment. According to the Advanced Fertility Center of Chicago, the in vitro fertilization process includes stimulating multiple follicles and eggs to develop with 2 injections, egg retrieval to get the eggs, fertilizing the eggs in the lab, and the embryo transfer to the uterus. During this process, the woman is stimulated with 2 medicated injections in the abdomen, which develop multiple follicles in her ovaries. These injections continue to stimulate follicle and egg growth for about 8 to 10 days. During this process, blood and ultrasound testing is done every 1 to 3 days to monitor the egg growth and development of the follicles in her ovaries. After this process, when a sufficient number of the woman's follicles are mature, a minimum of at least 3, a transvaginal ultrasound-guided egg retrieval procedure is performed to remove the eggs. The ultrasound has a needle attached to it which penetrates through the vaginal wall into the ovaries to retrieve the eggs. This process takes about 10 to 20 minutes, and the woman is put out with anesthesia so she does not feel a thing. After this, the eggs are retrieved, they are then fertilized with her partner's sperm. Then the embryos are cultured in the in vitro fertilization lab for about 2 to 6 days. Finally, the embryos transfer procedure is done, which places the embryos in the woman's uterus, where they will hopefully implant and produce a live birth. Now that you know a little bit about the in vitro fertilization process, let's talk about the success rates. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in 2012, 176,275 in vitro fertilization cycles were performed at 456 reporting clinics. Of that, 51,294 live births were reported. And of that reported number, 1 or more births were performed, resulting in 65,179 live births. According to the CDC, about 1% of all births today in the U.S. are conceived through in vitro fertilization. Now that you know the success rates, let's talk about the cost. In vitro fertilization is not cheap at all. According to a Time article, the procedure can range anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, with the average cost at $12,400. Obviously, that is not cheap, and if it does not work, it can be very upsetting, but the statistics are good, which is great. Well, hopefully you found this information very helpful and useful. I wanted to inform you on the process of the in vitro fertilization cycle and what the couple has to go through to conceive. While conceiving is a wonderful thing, it is not as easy for some. In vitro fertilization helps couples conceive and is a wonderful thing. It also helps couples get the joy of having a child in their life. I hope you learned from this presentation and enjoyed it. Thank you.